Let's look at a couple homework examples for your comparing proportional relationships assignment. Here is the first one. It says Joey and Mike are rollerblading down a hill. Joey is traveling at a speed of 13 meters per second. His speed is shown in the graph below. Okay, so Joey is this red line, and we know he's going 13 meters per second. Okay, and Mike is traveling slower than Joey, and his speed is also shown in the graph. So very subtly, we are told that Mike is going slower, but we don't know how much slower. We don't know what his speed is. But we can see from the graph that his line is a little bit less steep than Joey's. So obviously he's going a little bit slower. So the question asks, though, what's a possible equation that would model Mike's speed? Well, first of all, we need to figure out what Mike's unit rate is. So what's his speed? And since we don't have numbers on our axes, we're just going to be guessing. So looking at how these two lines are positioned, we know Mike is going slower than Joey, so it's going to be less than 13. So let's say, considering the whole distance, let's say it's about 11 meters per second. Okay, so Mike is going slower. He's going 11 meters per second, so that's his unit rate. Now the question asks, what's a possible equation for Mike's speed? Well, notice that x is representing the time and y is representing the distance. So if I take the unit rate of 11 meters per second and multiply it by how much time has passed, which is represented by x, that will tell me y, his distance. Okay, so the distance equals the unit rate times the time that has passed. So this could be a possible equation for Mike's speed. The key here is that the 11 is the unit rate and it's slower, less than Joey's unit rate. Okay, the next question tells us that Snow Shack charges $4 per snow cone and Hawaiian Breeze charges $2.50 per snow cone. And we're asked to graph these rates. Now we're given the unit rates for both of these and we're just asked to graph them. So once we graph them, we can kind of compare them and see what the lines look like for different unit rates. And when I'm graphing, I like to start with a table just because it's easier for me to see a few points to graph. So notice the x value variable is snow cones, how many snow cones they've sold, and the y variable is the cost. So for Snow Shack, one snow cone costs $4. That means 2 snow cones, multiply 2 by 4, and that would cost $8. 3 snow cones times by 4 would cost $12. Now each of these lines tells me a point to plot. So 1, 4 is a point for Snow Shack. 2, 8 is a point for Snow Shack. And 3, 12 is a data point for Snow Shack. Okay, I have 3 lines, so that should be pretty good for graphing. So notice it's proportional because it starts at 0, 0. And there we go. Okay, now let's do the same thing for Hawaiian Breeze. So, oops, I want a smaller pen. Here's our table to work with. So if somebody buys 1 snow cone, it costs $2.50. Somebody buys 2 snow cones, multiply by $2.50, that would be $5. Somebody buys 3 snow cones, 3 times $2.50 is $7.50. Okay, these are data points for Hawaiian Breeze's line. So 1, $2.50. So 1 and 2.5 is about right there. 2, 5 and 3, 7.5. So halfway between 7 and 8, right? Okay, start at 0, 0 because it's a proportional relationship. And there's the line for Hawaiian breeze. So we can see the difference between a unit rate of $4 and a unit rate of $2.50. Notice the $4 is a little bit steeper than the $2.50 line. Okay, those are a few examples from things you might see on your assignment along with the problems that you saw in your lesson videos. Go ahead and get started and let me know how you do.